I want an alpha man, someone to say, that's my girl, and I pick her. I've never had anybody choose me.
I'm in the Marine Corps.
I'm a physicist.
Specialize in energy policy.
I'm obviously a trophy wife.
Did you vote in the last election?
No matter what you look like, I'm going to love you.
My mom's first name, it gives away part of like how I look.
There's gonna be like little love triangles.
We could just be a little throuple.
Is he the best person for you? Or is he just the first person to tell you I love you?
Something changed, bro. Someone started drama.
Will you marry me?
I would be honored.
Talkative boy.
I'm growing emotionally, physically, certainly inside of his pants.
Where does this leave us? 2 weeks before our wedding. This is something I should have known.
You hurt my daughter. I will cut your balls off.
Your girl just a jealous little bitch.
I can't believe this is happening.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're gonna talk about it. Today, we are here for Love is Blind Season 7, and we are in Washington, D.C. When I tell you I'm excited, I'm excited. We're doing the cast reveal today. With the cast reveals, it's always the same game. Everyone sounds great on paper. Everyone sounds like a little angel, and then they get on the show and they act the fool, but we still gonna do the cast reveal anyway, okay? Because why not? I feel like we were just here yesterday. They said we ain't wasting any time, all right? So like I said, we are in Washington, D.C. I'm gonna play a few clips from the previews, and then I'm going to read their bios. And this season, they put the zodiac signs in the bios. Now, I'm not going to discriminate, okay? I'm an Aries, but I'm not going to discriminate. I'm not going to pass any judgment based on signs. We don't do that, okay? We don't do that. Oh, but let me say, one thing about this cast that I love off the bat, as I was going through, I had to squint like, do I know her? Do I know him? Everyone looks like an ex-high school classmate, college mate, co-worker, someone that I've seen at the gym. Everyone looks so familiar. And another thing that I love about the cast this season is the diversity, and not only racially, but the bodies. Now, we've seen Love is Blind put more full-figured women on the cast, not so much with men, but oh baby, this season, we have some full-figured men as well, and I love it. Put people on these casts who we see every day, who we see when we're walking up and down the street, when we're driving. I love it. We're getting a bit higher in the ages. Now, Love is Blind UK, they had a mature cast, and it was still a bit of a hot mess, but like I always say, age does not equal maturity, okay? So let's get right into this video, but before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware every time I post a new video, because y'all already know how we do for Love is Blind. We have a good time, okay? So let's get right into it.
One time, this girl came over to cook me a steak dinner, and she ended up cutting off the tip of her finger.
So let's start with the men. So first off, we have Bodon. He is 36 years old. He is in tech sales, and he is a Leo, okay? So a proud immigrant and Ukrainian refugee, Bodon says he's beyond grateful to now be living in what he considers the American dream. My parents brought me to this country, so I think I've made them proud by fulfilling what they came here to do. Any future partner of Bodon must embrace his history and unique upbringing, because it gives people a more complete look at what he values and where he came from. The former Marine was previously married 5 years ago, which he considers the craziest thing he's done for love. He said that he ignored some red flags because he was in love. Haven't we all? Okay. Since then, Bodon has become crystal clear about what he's searching for, thanks to the power of time and therapy. Good. But picky eaters need not apply. If you're just eating chicken nuggets all day and not open to trying other foods, I don't want it. Period, Bodon. Like, we don't want no chicken nugget eaters. Like, let's try something different, child. He said no chicken nuggets, okay?
If I commit to something, I'm always going to make sure that it happens.
Next, we have David. David is 29 years old. He is a project manager, and he's a Taurus. For the past 6 years, former Navy officer David has been feeling a bit, well, at sea when it comes to dating. I've constantly been away, and even then, I've been close to proposing, only to fall short because of the logistical difficulties of long distance. Now that David has hung up his sailor's cap, he's settled back on land in a new city and ready to be both physically physically and emotionally available for love. I want to find my person, delete the dating apps, and just start living life with the love of my life. But any future partner who wants to get serious with David must respect the number one woman in his life. The key to my heart is a woman who can get my mother's definite approval. Did you see how my face changed when he... Okay, like I always say, we love a man who loves his mother, who is respectful of his mother. Just don't be one of those mama's boys who will have his mom cursing you out and he just says, oh, I can't do anything. That's my mom. Just don't be one of those mama's boys, okay? Have a balance, all right? Next, we have Garrett.
I am allergic to cats, and I dated a woman with a cat for a year.
Garrett is 33 years old. He is a quantum physicist. He is a Taurus. The only real catch Garrett reeled in over the past few years came from the water during his weekend spearfishing adventures. I have not had any luck in the dating scene, he says. I've worked myself into this corner where I don't put any effort into meeting women. Now he's casting a wider net to prioritize his love life after realizing a long-term relationship is what he's really after. As a driven quantum scientist, Garrett is used to leading with his head, but he's ready to dive heart first into the experiment. If an outdoorsy, confident, and down-to-earth woman is waiting on the other side of the pods, he'll get down on one knee and propose sight unseen. Okay, so that is Garrett. Okay, I see you thighs. I see them thighs, little thick thighs. Next, we have Jason.
Find yourself first and then find the other person.
And Jason is 30 years old and he is a loan officer and he is a Pisces, okay? Heading into the experiment, Jason isn't sure if he's ever truly been in love before, and it's not for lack of trying, as he admits to wasting time on the wrong girls he knew he'd never marry. I've been very timid and not entirely put myself out there, he says. But now that Jason is in his 30s, he's developed a sincere longing to find a soulmate with whom he can start a family and make his mom happy in the process. As for what he's looking for, somewhat proper and definitely intellectual women who appreciate the stable life that Jason has built for himself, including a booming rental business, will fit the bill. Okay. But Jason knows he's gonna have to put the work aside sometimes for the right person and respond to their texts from time to time. Only from time to time. He sounds like Stephan from the UK. Okay, moving on. My worst habit is being a terrible texter, he says. I'm not great at communicating when I'm busy. Okay, Stephan, you gonna have to get it together. You're gonna have to get it together. Did I call him Stephan? His name is Jason. I still got Stephan on the brain from Love is Blind UK. Okay, next we have Leo.
Receptive to creativity. I'd love to see that in a partner as well.
Leo is 31 years old and he is an art dealer and he is an Aries. Now, like I told you, I'm an Aries, but Aries, man, no. Okay, I said I'm not going to discriminate. Shout out to the Aries. Hey, Leo. Successful and sophisticated Leo spends his day running his family's growing art dealing business. But when he clocks out of work, Leo likes to get in touch with his spiritual side. I'm really into yoga and meditating, he says. I have a real crunchy part of me, which people don't often see day to day. What does he mean by crunchy? What? His ideal partner would vibe on the same level. Okay, so like equal crunchiness? Like what? And if she happens to laugh at his goofy jokes, even better. Leo tends to gravitate towards girly girls in real life, but he's leaving his usual type behind to let the experiment work its magic. In fact, he'll do just about anything to break the cycle of bars and superficial dates he's been stuck in to find someone who values a meaningful connection. Okay, Leo. So I hope you find your crunchy queen, all right? Next, we have Nick D.
Being independent, I don't want someone who's going to kind of latch on to me. I want someone who's going to provide value.
Nick D is 29 years old. He is a real estate agent and he is an Aquarius. Former All-American college football player Nick retired his cleats when his dreams of playing in the NFL came to an end. But after building a stable real estate career and investing in his own happiness, he set his eyes on a new goal. I'm the perfect version of myself now, and ain't nobody perfect, okay? All right, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm the perfect version of myself now, and the next step in this journey is to find the perfect wife, he says. While Nick isn't attracted to a specific type of woman physically, ambition and confidence are major turn-ons because his ideal partner won't need him to feel complete. I don't want someone who's going to latch onto me and ride my wave. I want someone who's going to provide value to my life, and I want to do the same for them. Okay? sounds good. Doesn't seem like he's asking for too much. He said he don't got no type. He said he wants to do for you and he wants you to do for him. Okay, child, that's Nikki D. Next, we have Nikki P. Nikki D, Nikki P.
I'm a huge Star Wars guy. It's like the best movie series ever.
He is 31 years old, commercial real estate brokerage, and he is a Sagittarius. Proud dad Nick is a hopeless romantic who's looking to switch up his dating strategy to find a future wife in the pods. I've only formed deep connections with women who've checked off the physical box, he says. I've been looking for the one through the wrong lens. Now he wants to be emotionally fulfilled in a long-lasting relationship with a woman who will fully embrace him and his 9-year-old. He's my why, Nick says about his child. Every step he takes, every amount he grows in any fashion, I am completely tickled. And if all else fails, he'll just tap into the force to guide him through the experiment's highs and lows. He says, I'm a huge Star Wars guy. People hate, but it's the best movie series ever, okay? Who does he look like? Everyone looks like someone, but this guy really looks like someone. Okay, well, this is Perry.
How good I am at baking bagels.
Perry is 31 years old and he's a realtor and he's a Libra. 6 months as a single guy in DC. 6 months? You've only been single for... If you've only been single for 6 months, when did you apply for this show? Because the application process takes a couple months. So did you apply when you were still... Okay. 6 months as a single guy in DC has left Perry seeking other options for finding a lifelong partner. It is the type of town where you get asked out on LinkedIn. That's true. I've been dating for years, trying to find that special person. And when he has met someone on a traditional dating app, the experience hasn't been what he expected. I showed up to an online dating date and she was a completely different person, he recalls. I just went on with it, but we had a nice time. I didn't ever call out the elephant in the room, but nothing, not even a catfish, will stop Perry's pursuit of love. And he has always dreamed of getting married and starting his own family. And whoever locks down Perry in the pods can look forward to a lifetime of breakfast treats. I'm great at baking bagels, he says. Sesame, everything, poppy seed, really whatever you want. I love me a poppy seed bagel. That's my favorite bagel. So good job, Perry. Next, we have Ramses.
I'm an immigrant, a first-generation immigrant. I'm just really excited I get to do something that aligns with my values and my cores.
It's okay. He got a little braid and stuff. He got a little shirt. He looked like he'd be at the club. He'd just be like shimmying, like salsa dancing and stuff. So he is 35 years old and he is a program associate at Justice Reform nonprofit. He is a Cancer. Ramses, oh God, I'm gonna just call him Ramses. Ramses hasn't felt fully understood by his past partners, so being seen and accepted as he is what matters most going forward. Vulnerability is his superpower in relationships, and he hopes to meet a woman who can reciprocate the depth of emotion he has to offer. In the put list, he's a Cancer. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's really great to be in touch with your emotions, but I've heard that Cancers do have the reputation of being very emotional. Well, we like emotions, right? We like emotions, right? Someone who practices empathy will immediately grab his attention, and if so, he'll be all ears as he counts listening as one of his best qualities. Plus, Ramses has plenty of experience with love as he's previously been married. My first marriage came to an end because ultimately we just grew in different directions, and it was what was the best for the both of us. Okay, 4 years later, he is now healed from the divorce and entering into the experiment with an even clearer understanding of the woman with whom he wants to spend the rest of his life with. I get a nice feeling reading this bio. I don't know, Ramses seems like he just be walking around the house, burning incense. His toes be all wiggling. You know, he's a plant dad. It's giving plant dad. That's just the vibe I get from him. Next, we have Raymond.
I'm really big about being a leader of character. I would like to meet someone I mutually trust and respect.
Raymond is 33 years old and he is a consultant. Vague. Okay, he's also a Sagittarius. Since graduating college, self-made military man Ray hasn't stayed at the same address for more than a year. But after planting roots in DC, he is done with long-distance relationships. Now Ray is searching for a lifelong partner who can appreciate all sides of his personality. I just want people to know that I'm a complex human being, he says. I love that I'm multiracial, so it's kind of hard to put a tab on me. In addition to his military service, Ray has also picked up degrees from Oxford and Yale. Okay. As a military man, I can be shoved into a box, but actually what really helped me through that experience was being really big into musical theater in my childhood, he says. Stage presence translates to command presence, dance choreography translates to marching in step, and stage makeup into camouflage face paint. Okay, that was a mouthful. Next, we have Stephan.
Do we get to keep these? I was gonna steal one if we wanted. I'd say my time in the Marine Corps was a roller coaster, but overall, I take a lot of pride.
He is 34 years old and he is an electrician and he is a Cancer. Fun outgoing Stephan knows all about keeping the spark alive as a professional electrician. But when it comes to love, he hasn't been able to make it work past the 2-year mark, leaving him eager to find a long-lasting partnership in the pods. The former Marine says he refuses to settle because he understands his worth after spending the past year learning how to be the best version of himself. And he expects the same from his future wife as he's looking for an emotionally intelligent woman to match his energy. My type is a woman who wants you but doesn't need you, he says. Exhausted by the appearance-driven DC dating scene, Stephan is now on the hunt to connect over laughs and, if he had his way, a Lord of the Rings movie marathon. So that is Stephan. Now we have Tamar.
I hate that quote Spice Girls, but if you want to be my lover, you got to be with my friends. So like if my friends don't love you, then this is not going to work out.
Tamar. I'm gonna call him Tamar. He's 33 years old and he is a video editor and animator. And he is a Taurus. Tamar is looking to break his single forever mindset after writing solo for the last 5 years. When it comes to relationships, Tamar always seems to find the right one at the worst time, leaving him curious about less conventional dating options. In fact, he even took part in a Love is Blind inspired singles event for people in his hometown of Baltimore. In the end, I didn't match with anybody, but I actually gained a good number of friendships out of it, he says. Heading into the pods, Tamar is looking to avoid past mistakes and connect with an independent woman who can easily integrate into his friend group. He is not big on drama queens and vegans. As Tamar's ex had a bit of blowing things out of proportion. I just couldn't live with that anymore, he says. I like to be as drama-free in my life as possible. So was she a vegan and she blew things out of proportion, or did she blow her veganism out of proportion? What is it? One thing with the guy so far, they're giving Tom energy, Tom from Love is Blind UK. They're making it very clear, which is perfectly fine. They ain't about to take care of you, okay? You need to come, you need to bring something to the table. They said, ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B if you wanna be with me. I know that's right. All right, so next we have Tim.
I'm most proud of just resilience through trials and tribulations and not letting one monkey stop the show.
Tim is 33 years old and he is a web content strategist and he is a Virgo. Is this the first Virgo? All right, so Tim, a self-proclaimed old soul, has been set on marriage from a young age, but among his group of friends, his pursuit of love has become something of a running joke as they've been waiting not so patiently for him to find a person. My friends have always joked that my dating life has been like a reality show, he says. They're like, oh, Tim is dating someone else this year? Oh, so Tim, you be rotating them? Okay. But he won't rest until he finds his soulmate, as Tim believes family and marriage are the most important things one can do in their lifetime. Tim believes none of his past partners have been fully able to understand him, so he's looking to break the stake with a confident and graceful Black woman who appreciates direct communication. Okay, Tim. I've never seen that in a bio before. Have we ever seen? We'll usually see someone say like, oh, a blonde or blue eyes, right? And we know what that means, but I've never seen someone say, look, I'm looking for a Black woman. Period, Tim. So how is he gonna, I mean, there are ways to know if someone is Black or white or whatever. He's looking for a graceful Black woman who appreciates direct communication. My exes would describe me as clear and transparent to a fault, he says. You know who said that before? Something like that? Uche, and he was the a-hole, but okay. I will not tell you a beautiful lie, even if you want me to. All right. So that's Tim. Well, he's definitely direct. He put it right in his bio what he wants. So I'm assuming that will translate into all of his conversations in the pods. Next, we have Tyler.
Pay for someone's rent that lived hours from me. She was cheating the whole time.
Tyler is 34 years old and he is an account manager and he is a Libra. Make tender-hearted Tyler laugh and you'll have his love forever, as the former military man has a habit of dating jokesters, but he's ready to get serious about dating after looking for the one in all the wrong places, especially within the status-obsessed DC dating scene. When I had posted that they were coming back, that the show was coming back and it was in DC, a lot of people were in the comments and they were saying, I know everyone is going to be talking about their jobs, about their security clearance. So clearly that is a big thing in DC. Tyler says, I've tried to find love every other way and I'm excited about this experiment because it's something different, he says. Tyler's last relationship ended because his ex didn't have her life together. So now he's searching for a self-possessed woman who can match his energy. Bonus points if she's a horse girl, as Tyler would love to gallop off into the sunset with his soulmate. I used to ride horses professionally and now I do it for fun. Okay, so that is Tyler. Those are all of the men, and now we are on to the women. And first up, we have Alexandra.
I have a lot to offer. My heart is made of gold.
Alexandra is 33 years old. She is a producer and she is a Leo. Sure, Alexandra would love a diamond on her finger, but she's already got some precious metal of her own. My heart is made of gold, she says. I can get along with literally anyone and I'm really easy to talk to. Unfortunately, her exes haven't exactly handled her heart with care, as both of her longest relationships have ended quite dramatically. One ex wasn't upfront about his sexual orientation and another was unfaithful. Oof, that's horrible. In the past, I've been attracted to what was good for me and didn't have any boundaries. Ultimately, I dated people who didn't care about my well-being, but Alexandra isn't giving up on love, especially if a tall and fine gentleman who leads with compassion and confidence comes into the picture. Alexandra, you better not be in them pods asking people for their height. This is Love is Blind, boo-boo. This is Love is Blind, okay? Next up, we have Allie.
Whether it's making a reservation or calling to confirm that you're on for that night, effort goes a long way.
She is 31 years old. She is a master esthetician and she is a Pisces. Allie's attracted to tall teddy bear. What is, ladies, we just 2 in and y'all already requesting height? You might get someone who isn't tall and you would have to be okay with that. So Allie is attracted to tall teddy bear men with southern charm, but somehow ends up dating short, bald men. So she's giving up on dating her usual type, but no matter what a guy looks like, he'll go far with Allie if he leads with empathy and his communication skills are on point. After letting far too many situationships run past their expiration date, this beauty and skincare expert isn't clogging up her feed with any more men who aren't willing to commit. I have yet to find the one because I've settled for less than I know I deserve. Allie is proud to come from an extremely diverse family, so she's attracted to guys who are all about cultural exploration and who enjoy eating different types of food. Oh, and if she could find a fellow Potterhead to spend the rest of her days with, that would be nice too. I don't know. What's a Potterhead? Should I know what a Potterhead is? I don't know what it is. Next, we have Ashley A. She is 32 years old.
I'm funny. People don't know that. Like, I'm innately funny. I'm not like self-proclaimed funny. People tell me that I'm funny.
Ashley A. is 32 years old. She's a marketing director and she is an Aquarius. Ashley is a true ride or die for the people in her life, okay, for her family and for don't be no ride or die for no man, okay. And she's just looking for a man to do the same. I haven't found someone who protects my heart in the way they protect their own, she says. In past relationships, honesty and communication have been in short supply, leading Ashley to go through one former partner's phone. But now she's done playing games with love and wants to open her heart for a faith-driven guy who both appreciates her stealthy sense of humor and quiets her anxieties. The key to my heart is being able to be soft with a man who I can trust with my heart, she says. And if he wouldn't mind joining her on a home goods run from time to time, that just might seal the deal. I love home goods too, girl. I be up at home goods. Next, we have Ashley W.
Be a sole provider to my
man at the time, but I was okay with it because I loved him.
Another Ashley and another girl who looks like we went to college together. Ashley W. is 32 years old. She is a health and wellness educator, and she is a Cancer. Ashley has two sides to her: the really girly who loves glamming it up, and her inner tomboy. That's like me. I like to get down and dirty and play a lot of sports, she says. You might think I'm prissy, but I'm very adventurous. This dedicated middle school teacher is searching for an athletic, compassionate, and well-groomed partner to accept every part of her, okay? And if he can pay the bills, even better. Well, these guys, I don't know, Ashley, because these guys, they ain't trying to pay your bills, all right? Even better, in past relationships, Ashley footed all the expenses. He didn't have a car, a place to stay, or a good job, so I provided pretty much everything, but I was okay with it because I loved him. Okay, how old are you? 32? Okay, so, okay. After a journey of self-acceptance during the Panini, the C19 Panini, Ashley has finally embraced her confidence and raised her standards. It took me a long time to find my worth and to be at peace with my alone time. All right, so that was Ashley. Now we're on to Britney.
I have a beach cleanup organization, and to this day, we picked up over 10,000 pounds of trash.
Britney is 33 years old. She's an esthetician. And she's a Cancer. Britney regularly collects garbage with her Baltimore-based beach cleanup organization. 10,000 pounds so far. That's amazing. So let's just say she has little to no patience for dating trash men. Period, Britney. Instead, this esthetician and environmentalist is drawn to guys who are just as adventurous as she is, which has even led her to date a rock star. I've had a crazy life. She said, so who's the rock star? You can't drop tea and then not spill all the tea. You gotta spill all of it. My exes would describe me as a wild card because my interests change all the time. Britney has a preference for dating older men, especially if they happen to look like a blonde Viking with long hair. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is how they usually do it. They don't just come out like Tim and say, I want a black woman. But most importantly, Britney is seeking a real commitment with a future-oriented partner who appreciates jet setting and stability in equal measure. Okay, so that is Britney. She's looking for her blonde Viking with long hair. Okay, so it's not gonna be Tim. So next we have Dylan.
I think people are most surprised by the fact that I can't ride a bike, so I'll just leave that there.
She is 30 years old, and she is a realtor and an artist, and she is an Aries. Dylan, please don't embarrass us. We a little crazy, but don't show it all on TV. Like, don't let the people know how we can get. Okay, Dylan, keep it cute. Keep it cute for the cameras. The key to Dylan's heart is not only understanding her weirdness, we are weird, but embracing it. I'm that crazy, fun friend people bring around to have a good time and do something out of their element. That is so me. Okay, this is not about me, but that is so me. This multifaceted hustler is about her business as a Baltimore-based real estate agent, but always makes time to tap into her artistic side, be it painting, woodworking, building furniture, or whatever creative pursuit she can channel her energy into. After years of dating chaos, Dylan says that she needed to take a beat to tap back into her inner peace. I have spent time with people I loved, then forgot to love myself. Deep. I had a junior high school teacher, and whenever it was a literature class and whenever anyone would like make a point, he would be like, deep. Shout out to Mr. Frederick. In the pods, Dylan hopes to meet a motivated and groovy guy with whom she can go the distance. And if he can teach her how to finally ride a bike, Dylan, what? It just might be the perfect match. Dylan, now you don't know how to ride a bike, baby. You gotta learn how to ride a bike, Dylan. Come on. That is weird. Next up, we have Hannah.
Men are great. I think women a lot of times are a little bit more loyal, so I think they could work on their loyalty.
She is 27 years old, and she is in medical device sales, and Hannah is an Aquarius. Depending on who you ask, Hannah's lack of filter is either a blessing or a curse when it comes to her dating life. I'm a very honest person, she says. It sometimes comes off as rude or heartless, but it's just me looking out for others' best interests. No, Hannah. Okay, let me finish that up. I really do have a kind heart. After 3 years of being single, this self self-proclaimed country girl is ready to kick her dating life into high gear and finally let someone else take control. I can't find the love of my life from the comfort of my couch. She's hoping to make a soul connection with an ambitious man who will match her communication style and become a dog dad to her furry baby, Luna. Plus, her West Virginia drawl is sure to make an impression on the guys on the other side of the pods. Okay, whenever people say like, oh, I'm not mean, I'm just real, or blah, blah, you can be real and you can give people advice, you can give people words of wisdom without being mean about it. That's not an excuse, okay? So let's see how you get down in the pods. Next, we have Katie.
People assume because I'm 35 and single that I'm crazy. I'm actually the opposite. I'm like way too cool.
Katie is 36 years old and she is a sports marketing manager and she is a Taurus. Katie worries that some may hold preconceived notions about why she's 35 and single. People assume that I'm crazy, but I'm actually the opposite, she says. I'm way too cool and let everybody get away with everything. The former college lacrosse player says she's wasted too much time with the wrong ones as she has a history of chasing emotionally unavailable men and then trying to turn them into the ideal partner. Working in the world of sports hasn't helped either, as she says some believe she comes off as cold or emasculating, though nothing could be further from the truth. I'm a big love bug, she says. I want an alpha man, someone to say that's my girl, and I pick her. I've never had anybody choose me. And if Katie does meet the love of her life in the pods, she'll shout it from the rooftops again and again, as her worst habit is being repetitive. I tell the same story over and over. Oh, this made me kind of sad. And Katie's 36? All right, Katie, we'll see. Next, we have Marissa.
I have 2 cats, and I don't like people who hate cats. You have to at least, be neutral about them.
Marissa is 32 years old. She is a lawyer and she is an Aries, period. By joining Love is Blind, Marissa is hoping to tug on the invisible string she believes connects her to her future husband. We are still on our individual journeys, but hopefully he's here, she says. While spending 7 years in the Navy didn't exactly work wonders for her dating life, Marissa has no regrets about her military service. That experience is the thing I'm most proud of, she says. Since then, the recent law school graduate has prioritized her studies over just about everything else, and now she's looking to start a new chapter, hopefully with an intelligent and empathetic partner who doesn't mind her habit of burping out loud. In the past, Marissa says guys have tended to realize way too late that they were not ready for a relationship. Men fall in love with my looks and charms, but don't take time to really get to know me. So that is Marissa, my Aries sister, okay? And I feel like I've seen her in the previews, like what looks like after the honeymoons or during the honeymoon. So maybe she'll make it far this season. That would be great. Next up, we have Monica.
Holy, because this is so crazy.
Monica is 37 years old and she is a sales executive and she's a Gemini. Scroll through Monica's Instagram and you might assume she's a complete extrovert who's always at a music festival or on the dance floor. I have a big personality and I tend to be the life of the party, but I'm also incredibly sensitive, she says. Deep down, all Monica wants is to meet the man of her dreams and start a family, but her love life hasn't exactly gone smoothly in recent years. The craziest thing that I've done for love is forgive a cheater, she says. That's why finding someone who makes her feel emotionally safe is a top priority moving forward. And she has a big example to set as a role model for her 4 younger sisters. They're my best friends, and I'm just really proud to be leading our pack. Oh, that's so sweet. That's sweet. So that's Monica. And now we have Morgan.
That I'm smarter than I look and that I'm also extremely kind and open and honest.
I'm laughing because I think maybe I'll put the clip in. Hopefully I can find it. There was a clip of her and it just had me cracking up because I was like, girl, what is you talking about? So Morgan is 33 years old. She's a sales team lead and she's in Aries. Morgan, please don't. Morgan, please. I feel like Morgan is going to be a mess. I'm sorry. There are a few times former pageant queen Morgan wishes more people knew about her. I'm smarter than I look, and I'm also extremely kind, open, and honest, she says. The superficiality of modern dating and swiping away on the apps has left Morgan exhausted, as most guys these days can't match her emotional depth. Men aren't willing to do the emotional labor to appreciate what I have to bring to the relationship, she says. I won't settle when my life is so fulfilling at this stage. That's how a lot of women feel. They're like, look, my life is good right now. Can you add to it? Because if not, Her one piece of advice for the opposite sex, go to therapy, she says. Go to therapy, yeah. Morgan is done accepting the absolute bare minimum in relationships. Men, even the tall and nerdy ones she typically goes for, who aren't ready to be genuine partners on every level, won't get past the first date with Morgan. Morgan says she knows what she wants. Come correct, all right? I feel like Morgan is going to be a character. I feel like she's going to be a good time. Next up, we have Nina.
I want someone that remembers like the little things that I like or I don't like and considers my feelings.
Nina is 32 years old. She's a journalist and she is a Libra. Want to be Nina's lover? Well, then you got to get with her friends and family, including her younger sister, Tara, who's also entering the experiment. Wait, what? Oh, Tara's next. Oh my God, sisters? Oh, what is this, honey? What are y'all doing? Whoa, okay, that's gonna be interesting. If someone doesn't fit in seamlessly with them, then it's not going to work, that is. For the past year, Nina has been healing from the heartbreak of ending a 9-year relationship with her ex-fiance. Whew. I'm most proud of the way that I handled that breakup, she says. I've done a lot of work on myself and now I'm killing it in every aspect. I feel amazing. Good for her. Now that Nina's officially entered what she calls her YOLO era, she's ready to embrace everything Love is Blind has to offer if she can push past her pickiness. But for Nina, what matters most in dating lies in the details. I want someone that remembers the little things that I like or I don't like and considers my feelings. So that is Nina, 32 years old, and now we're getting to her sister, Tara.
Bland, but I guess exciting now, so. Bland, but exciting.
Who is 29 years old. Tara is a senior marketing manager and she's a Virgo. This is so interesting. So we know that these two are going to get camera time. You can't have two sisters on the show and not show us what happens between the sisters, right? Taking a leap of faith to find love isn't exactly new territory for Tara, who's joining her sister Nina in the pods. From getting asked out by her server during a meal to almost moving to Germany for her ex-boyfriend, this social butterfly is open to all connections, no matter where they come from. Her dating experience, however, hasn't exactly given her confidence in men. My past relationships have always been with someone who's insecure with himself and not in the right place in their life. Plus, she never seems to be on the same page with men about communication. I'm always open to conversation, no matter how hard, Tara says, but my worst habit is needing to have the last word. She says her worst habit is needing to have the last word. Lastly, however, Tara describes her dating life as a bit bland, so she's looking to spice it up by letting Love is Blind work its magic, okay? Tara said, what was said? Next, we have Taylor.
The craziest thing I've done is forgiven cheating.
Taylor is 30 years old. She's a clean energy policy consultant, and she is a Pisces. As a scientist working in clean energy, Taylor is more than familiar with experiments, but she's never encountered one quite like Love is Blind. For the past few years, Taylor has been prioritizing almost everything else in her life over dating, focusing on building herself up first before entering into a serious relationship. But she's always longed for a relationship like the one her parents have. They've been married for 35 years and showcased how to be great parents. Now Taylor is ready to convert her love of me time to we time for a kind, intellectually curious, and emotionally intelligent guy. While she tends to go for tall men, I hope they got some tall men this season because these ladies are going to be disappointed. While she tends to go for tall men with an athletic build, it's what's on the inside that matters most. The key to my heart, she says, is loving me for my mind. Why I feel like someone is going to be paired up with someone who's shorter than them, because the emphasis on tall men in these bios has me cracking up. I just imagine what it would be at a reveal with one of the women who prefer a tall guy and then someone who's shorter than them walks out. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Next, we have Jenny.
I would say to put themselves in our spot and know how vulnerable, especially as a woman, it is to date.
Jenny is 31 years old. She is an account training coordinator and she is a Cancer. Bubbly and energetic Jenny is at the end of her rope with the useless and disappointing dating scene in DC. Jeez, useless and disappointing, Lord. This is my last and final shot. So no pressure, okay? She said this is her last and final shot, I'm going to have to move after this. That's funny. Oh, Jenny's funny. All she's ever wanted was to find a nurturing and supportive partner who can reciprocate her energy. Men should put themselves in our shoes and feel how vulnerable it is to date, she says. Women put a lot more effort into it and men forget that it counts. But Jenny doesn't want to just date anyone. She wants to find the one, even if he's taking his sweet time. And if he has effortless swag or sexiness to them, even if they're nerdy, Jenny will definitely want a second date. I'm taking time to find the love of my life, she says. I want this to last forever. Okay, Jenny. So that's it. Those are all the men. Those are all the women. Does anyone stand out to you so far? Any red flags? I feel like I've learned my lesson from these bios. I'm not even... I feel like there's people that I liked from the bios and then I end up not liking them. And then there's people that I don't like from the bios and then I end up kind of liking them a little bit. I don't know. I'm really excited for this season. I feel like we're going to get a lot of couples this season. I really do. We have a lot of people who are going to connect on their military background, real estate background. I'm excited. Tell me all your thoughts below. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you're made aware whenever I post a new video. Love is Blind Season 7. We're in Washington, D.C. I cannot wait for this season, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.
Roxy says we're gonna